Welcome to Pellet MD. We have two tins from an Indian domestic manufacturer called International Shot. They also have a sub brand called Shooter. I had ordered dome profile pellets of both types, but they also offer flat, pointed, and hollow points. The tins per se don't have much information on them. It mentions that it is 4.5 mm or 0.177 caliber, and this one has approximately 400 pellets, and the tin can has approximately 300 pellets. So it also mentions that it is manufactured by International Shot. It is made in India. So these ones are quite cheap compared to other brands. These come for almost 200 rupees per tin. I don't expect much, but let's see if these turn out to be underrated good pellets or they're just lead potatoes. So we will today measure them, weigh them, do the analysis, crunch some numbers, and also do some grouping tests. But before that, let's have some initial impressions on how these pellets actually are. So this one comes in a tin can. I can you see it's stamped. There's also some mention that is manufactured by International Shot and Shooter sub brand. The quality of tin is not that great. Now let's see what's inside it. So initial impressions, the pellets appear, as we can see, quite dull, probably due to oxidization. These are dome profile pellets, and as we can see, there are some manufacturing defects available. As you can see, this is a skirting defect. Most of them appear more or less good. The dull appearance does not per se mean that these will perform bad and shiny ones are good. Some have these casting burrs or defects on them. So we got certain suggestions that we should cut open these pellets and provide a cross sectional analysis. And being pellet MD, we should certainly do a full dissection of these pellets to look how it turns out from inside. So it's important to cut these guys. This provides us an idea about the depth of the skirt. Now let's cut open this also, the Shooter brand. Okay, so on the left side we have the Shooter brand, and on the right we have the other one, the one from the plastic tin. Now let's take a look at the microscopic images. Now let's do some microscopic analysis of these pellets. First, we have the one from the tin can, which mentions the Shooter sub brand by International Shot. As you can see, this shows some casting or manufacturing defects in the neck and the skirt area, and also in the head area. You can notice the domed profile of the pellets. The skirt is quite long compared to the other brand. I'll show both of them side by side later so you can appreciate it. What I was mentioning before, that these pellets appear to be oxidized. I'll show you. the oxidation, with by cranking up the illumination. Now you can see these small whitish oxidation deposits which are giving it its dull appearance. We can also zoom in slightly to have a much better view. Yeah. Now let's take a look at the longitudinal cross section of the pellets from the tin can box. So as we can see, the typical diabolo design, which has a solid head. This solid head shifts the center of mass or center of gravity towards the front end. And we can also notice the dome profile of the pellets. The head engages the rifling and provides spin stability. Now we have the narrow neck. This narrow neck separates the head from the skirt area. And after that, we have your hollow skirt with thin lead walls. This hollow skirt expands under air pressure and avoids air leakage and provides a good seal. In addition to that, this area also provides high drag compared to the head. So we get a low drag area in front and a high drag area at the back, which provides us with something known as drag stability, something which can we can see in shuttlecocks. So this also improves the accuracy in addition to the spin stabilization provided by the rifling. Now let's take a look at certain manufacturing defects we found in these pellets. So you can note that the skirt is asymmetric, that it is not completely circular and appears to be squished. So these types of skirts won't give you a good seal against the barrel and it will affect your accuracy. After completing the dissection and microscopic analysis of these pellets, now we'll measure them with our Mitutoyo micrometer. That is, we'll measure their head diameter and also we will weigh them with our digital scale.
One eternity later.
After measuring the weight of these pellets, now we'll measure their head diameter with a Mitutoyo micrometer.
1 hour later.
And finally, we have our data, which we will further analyze. Can you guess how much it will score on our pellet consistency score? Average weight is 11.753 grain with huge standard deviation of 0.187 grain, which means that only 54% of sample pellets sit within plus minus 0.1 grain of the mean. There are three outliers. Case 19 weighed 11.08 grains, whereas case 15 weighed humongous 12.10 grains. This is a difference of one full grain across 50 pellets. This means at 10 meters things might be fine. At 25 meters you will notice the stringing, and anything beyond that, may God help you. Now let's take a look at head diameter analysis with an average of 4.36. Now here things take an ugly turn. It has a standard deviation of 0.122 mm, which means only 60% of pellets sit within 0.05 mm of mean. There are multiple outliers, with case 8 at 4.9 mm and case 48 and 49 at 4.02 and 4.05 mm. So undersized that they are practically rattling down the bore. These pellets have escaped quality control entirely. This pellet is suitable for plinking at short ranges. Shooter by International Shot scores a pellet consistency score of mere 1 out of 10. But it's not trying to be something it isn't. It's a budget pellet from a small domestic maker and it's priced accordingly. And it will absolutely put holes in paper at sensible distances. For a backyard plinker and for reactive targets, it's perfectly adequate. Pellet MD prescribes don't bother sorting and keep your expectations low. Guys, don't get disappointed because once a famous man had said,
आज के लिए फ़िलहाल इतना ही। आपकी तरह मैं भी मायूस हूँ, लेकिन उम्मीद पर दुनिया कायम है। दिल दुखा है लेकिन टूटा तो नहीं है और उम्मीद का दामन छूटा तो नहीं है।
Thank you folks, this is Pellet MD, diagnosing consistency, prescribing accuracy, signing off.